Students, Brian Proctor, the comic book art teacher, back again with another video. And today we're going to do a big guy. I know people love drawing the big guys, but today we're going to do a big evil guy. We're going to do an ogre or goblin. Ogre, the big one, the big one. So get your drawing pencil and your paper. Let's go to the drawing table and draw this ogre goblin character. He's big. All right, let's go. Our students, welcome back to the drawing table. And today I thought I would do something just a little bit different. Now, people love to draw the big characters, the big Hulk type characters. I thought it would be nice to draw a big evil type character, something like a ogre or an orc, or some medieval kind of medieval. Yeah, whatever, back in them times, something elvish times. Just to draw a big character like that, the big, muscular, bad kind of character. So I got my big piece of my right piece of paper today because I was drawing on bad paper, and you can see how thick this is compared to this stuff here. Yeah, it's a big difference. Why is my hand shaking? I don't know. So let me get my stuff and let's get started. Grab a pencil, grab a sharpener, and let's get started. All right, so first thing you want to do is a big person. Remember, as I said, when you're drawing your regular character, you want to do the torso this way. When you're drawing the big person, you want to do your torso that way. So darker, because sometimes I'll look at my videos and I'll say, man, you should have drawn a little heavier. All right, so it's going to be like that. Same thing afterwards, the head, shoulders, delts, arms, the whole thing. So, except this guy's going to be a little fatter. So remember, your head is going to only need a little bit of room, and then the body's going to take up the rest. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. Okay, so that's your torso right here. That's your top part. I'm going to do this. That's the belly. And then this. So what I'm going to do is, since the belly is going to be dipping down, the waistline is going to be here, crotch is going to be here, there, low. All right, so I can make this guy a little bigger if I want to. And I'm going to give him some big old thighs, big old legs. Not that long, not that long. His knee right here, and the same thing is going to go for the calves and shins. So usually I draw the right here, the top part right here, and the bottom part under here, but I'm going to bring it right into the knee. So bringing this into the knee. So the knee is going to be actually inside this oval, and it's going to be inside this triangle. And I'll just do the triangle for the beginners. So you say the knee is going to be inside of that and then inside of that right there. So I want to kind of make him stand like this, and then he's going to be like that in perspective. So I want to get the basic first, the basic shape first. Let me turn that foot a little bit more. Then I'm going to add whatever I need to add. So right now I want to make this guy a little bigger. Remember, I want to keep the crotch, keep that shown, because he's going to have a nice little belt on, so the belt is probably going to push up in his belly. Make this even bigger. Give him some big old swollen ankles. Give him a little tailbone. And then this, I'm going to keep this. Now, I'm going to put the head down. Well, let's do the arms. Let's do the arms. So you got your shoulders. And this is where this is where you, what am I trying to say? Big from small is the delts and the arms. That's how you, well, I can't think of it. I don't determine is still coming out of my mouth. Deviate, no. Anyway, yeah, differentiate. I think that's what I'm trying to say. From the big, from the small. It's the shoulders and the arms. So I want to get this guy, I want to have his shoulders like come all the way. I don't want this and then that. I want it to come like just all the way around. So you're going to forget that dip right here. And hopefully I have enough room for his head. I will. It won't be that big. And I'm still making him a little bigger as I go. So this arm is going to be like massive. But he's not a bodybuilder. He's like an orc. He's just big. So he's not going to have like a lot of cuts. And the wrist is going to be a little lower than the crotch because he's an orc. Give him a weapon, make his legs even bigger now. And then I'm going to put his head about right there. I want those traps to come up on his neck. So we have that, still good in the camera. And as I said, I want to get that belly about right here. I'm going to bring it up because like I said, I want a belt. Now, once you get this, then it's up to you to design it. You have the body the way you want. So it's up to you to put on whatever you figure your goblin or orc or would wear. So the chest is going to be like down because let's say he's not a bodybuilder. He's just fat orc. So instead of squaring the chest off, so if it was like square the chest off, you kind of droop it down. Almost like breasts, but not really, because breasts are more roundish and they come up to that heart. You're doing a heart when you're doing breasts. That's more like breasts. But this is not. This is like it's like a mask, I guess. And then you connect with the delt. So he's got that. I still want to give him massive arms though. So that collarbone is going to be here and here. He's going to have all of this mass for his traps coming up his back. And if you did not know, when you do the back of somebody, that's your traps. That part right here, this traps. And what they do is they come up. They separate into two. This is the cranium, the back of the head. Let me get a pen shaped like this, and it's like this diamond if you're really muscular, and it goes here. Like that. And it comes down like that. So all of these are your traps, trapezoids, right? And this is the back of this is the round part of your head. Here's your head, here's your chin, this round part right here. That's where your traps come up. And then your shoulders right here, which is traps. So when you're big, let's finish this. This is the head. This is the chin. So you're looking at this guy from the back, and here's your shoulders. When your traps are big, especially on big guys, it's going to be way up. It's going to be way up like this. And you really won't see the definition of it. It's just going to go into the guy's shoulders. Let's get a bigger pen so I can cover up what I just did. We have the head. And we have the traps for the big guy. So yeah, and then there's the back of your head, and then you got your, like that. So the bigger the person is, the bigger the traps are going to be, and the higher they're going to come up, probably usually to the ears. You know, you can't have them come over the head. You can, depends on what kind of character you have, but they have to connect to something. So unless your back is just big and then the part of it comes down and connects to your neck, it won't really work. So I'm going to bring this out, looking at it, bring that out some more. And then you got that belly. Right there. And we got him looking down, kind of looking sideways down. All right, so I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to give him a belt, but I'm not going to put the buckle on the very front. Maybe I'll put it to the side. And who knows what material that they would use, lambs or goats or horses or human skin. That's on you, and then your, you know, your interpretation of, you know, an orc or an ogre. So let's find where that belly is. The belly's going to come down like this. Go up there. So anything under that is going to be the belt or the waist or the clothes that he wears. Let's try to do an orc face. Let's start out with his nose. Let's use a pencil. Again, this is up to you. He's been in so many fights. I need my light now because of the glare off of this pencil. And it's best if I reference. If you want, you know, if you got to get it just right, find reference. So I'm going to bring this chin out some more, wider, because I want to give him those orc teeth. Give him a wider chin. You won't see the neck because of that. Like I said, got the broken nose, he's got that. He's got the wear lines on his face from fighting. The eye. Little ogre eyes. And I'll detail that. I'm going to go ahead and detail all of this in ink, but I'm not going to show it because I'm going to change it. It's all subject to change. And got this ear. let's say it's cut up, and I got this one that's got cut off. He's got that ogre head and cuts across it. So that's enough of my ogre. So let's dress the guy up. The body is what I was here to show you guys. I showed you guys the body. I would say the rest is up to you, but no, I'm not gonna throw you out there like that. Even though he's fat, he's got belly muscles. A few. It's not gonna cut like into him, you know, get the deep cuts. And this arm, give him some veins that come down. Give him, now there's a muscle that comes between the bicep and the tricep. And that goes, it comes down and it goes into this arm right there, that part of the arm right there. And the same thing here, give him a little vein. Now a lot of this I'm gonna clothe them up, so it doesn't pay to put detail in. And let's give him an orc weapon. Gotta have a weapon. So when drawing something in your hand, if it's round, there's gonna be a round opening. Let's see, got my little mouse here. This is not round. It's gonna just basically take the shape of your hand, the shape of whatever you're holding. So if it's round, do the round weapon. So I'm gonna put it down like that. And then you have this part, this little square piece here. Then you have that first part of that finger. And it's always going to be at this joint, the first joint. Whatever you hold is going to be at that joint. And then my fist right here. So we got one finger, one knuckle, the other one, and fourth one. So you got that joint in the thumb. It goes around. Now, I think I want to give him more massive hang down legs. A little more calf. Bigger foot. Don't want his feet. I can have his feet big, but I don't really want his feet big. So is he going to have shoes, or is it just going to be orc toes? I think we're going to get the toes. With the old sharp pointy nails. And when you do toes, just think about steps. Think about drawing steps. Right? Just don't make it so sharp, just kind of like go down and then round it off. It's almost like a thumb. Like that. And then just erase the part that you don't want to see, which is going to be the other way around. See that, you see that, you don't see this, and you don't see that. So I would do this, 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 this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you got to get a 5th one. That one's all the way, that's always the smallest one. And then put like some toenails on top of it. Again, get some reference. If you are, like if you're trying to draw a woman in sandals or something, best to get some reference. Get that reference. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this little 5th one is like right there. So again, I got my 1. That should be more facing you. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because, you know, he doesn't take care of his feet hygienes. And that would come up too far. And that would come too much. So it's going to be more of a this. The wedge. And then you take the toes out of the wedge, leaving this pad, the little upper part, and then your back, your heel. It's going to be more like that. Except he is more pointed forward, so there's just going to be that triangle right here, triangle. Just have the toes too far up. All right, so now the hard part is figuring out the detail. And as I said, I'm gonna where the orcs get leather straps from anyway. When they got belts, they always have belts. His belt is going to be on the side, like I said, because his belly's too big to put it in the front, to strap it in the front. So sideways, something different. So let's just do this, get rid of this. And now comes the part. He's muscular, he is muscular. Bring that in just a little bit, and that knee. Calf. And as I say, I will figure out what I want to put on him, kind of like armor-ish. You know, you always got that strap. Let's just throw something on there. Let's say this little piece here, you're gonna strap around on his chest, over his chest, covers the little orc nipple up. And we want to have pieces going back here, so let's have this. It's going back there, and it's going to come down here. And we can have something to hold it together. I don't know what is going to hold it together. Where do they get this stuff? They're orcs. Where do they? Who's like the leather strap manufacturer? You can have 1. You can have 2. Let's just do this. Let's put like a band on him. And maybe some spikes that's going to come out. Not on the inside, because we don't want him stabbing himself. And I'll make this more medieval looking, kind of, you know, add a little bit more to it. And let's wrap his wrist up. Some goat skin. And see what I'm saying about when you start putting too much detail into it. And then I'm going to put another little piece here. This is a separate piece. This has got spikes on it too. This is like a little plate for blocking and stabbing. Where is it? Where is it? It's right there. Right here. And this is what I'm saying about learn your shapes. Learn your shapes. So you get a triangle, and you start to round that triangle off, and then you round that triangle off even more at that point until you have that point, and that way you can be able to do cones that like kind of like go to you. And this one could be either straight, and the next one could go a little over here a little bit. Yeah, I need extra paper for that. And let's see, get another one here. I just do two because I don't have the room. And then we can have a little strap again, another strap, orc. The strap orc maker. Strap it down there. Of course, we got to have the goat skin around this arm too. And maybe just some more strap, just a little leather, just to make him look cool. Right there. Don't want to put anything on him here. I don't know. We got this, just in like 3 parts. And let's give him some scars, because somebody asked me about drawing scars and wounds on people. You know, a scar that's healed, you can just do like lines like this. You can do like kind of like tears in it if it's fresh scar line. If it's something that's bruised, you can just kind of like puff it out. And there's your bruise. It could be like a wound right here, but you're just making that dome and just kind of like make it puffy. I can't do it without doing it. That kind of stuff is just basically a lot of, as I like to call it, scratchy material, unless you zoom in on it, but it's like a scratchy, doing, no detail, should I say. He's the spiky orc. I could give him a little helmet with some spikes on it, but I don't know. And some detail in the metal. You got this on top of this, just give it some kind of shape. You got that belly button. And since I did his feet, I'm just gonna put this little straps around his feet, because you got, that water retention in his ankles. And then same thing around here. Feet would be all scarred up, and what do you call it? The meat is loose, skin is loose, the meat. Now for the weapon, I could get an axe, I could get a club. Let's get something. He wouldn't choke up on it like that. He would be holding the back, so the back would probably end about right here. So let's do this. All right, so it's going to be forged. So this metal is going to be around the wood. Clamped around the wood, and then we're going to have whatever. I could spike. He looks like a club orc. And since he's got spikes on him, I'm going to put spikes on his little worn out. I'm not going to make it perfectly round. It's worn out. This man. This orc has been through battle after battle. So, yeah. You have like a broken spike. Bent spike, because, he's beating people down. Missing spikes. He's just got to go to the orc weapon maker again and order him a new spiky ball. So that is the completion of the ruff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this for you, or for me, and then detail this. And I'll come back with my spiky orc. And you know what? Just because he's got the orc gang behind him. That would be in shadow. He's got a blade. He's got 2 blades. Like I said, all this would be in shadow, and his head, shoulder's going to come up, head's going to be down. This guy right here. Yeah, so it could be, you know, you could have dozens behind him. They would just get smaller, but let's just say he's the king of the orcs. He's the president of the Spike Club. All right, so now I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to add some detail to this and work on his face, blah, 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 and I will be back in 1 second. All right, so at this point, if you're seeing it, then you are a Patreon member. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to narrate this. This is for you guys, and tell you what I'm doing. So we have the metal band around him, and usually if you have a metal band of some type, you should give it like a, I don't want to say 3D. You should give it some form to it. Give it a little more form to it. So like make this thicker. Where do you go? Make this thicker here. So it looks like, you know, it was like kind of like carved out. Make it thicker at the bottom. Bands, that's what I'm trying to say. Put a band on it. There's a lip, there's a top lip to it. Here, same thing. If it's thick, it should be like a lip to that, and it should be some kind of hooks, some kind of way that this leather strap is hooked to it. Got that. You got your straps. You could have like the straps like hanging down a little bit because it's not perfect. He is an orc. So we got his beat up big knuckles. Because a warrior's hand is always, you know, rough and beat up. And he's an ogre as well. So it's not going to have, you know, nice, beautiful Miss Clairol hands. Miss Clairol, I think that's for hair. Anyway. Nails right there. A little scarred up again. He's got some cuts across here. Let's see, I'm going to open this cut up right there. Open these arms up. He's got cut really bad. Across the stomach. Let's give him a little scar across his stomach. Maybe another little one there. That's going to be the muscle. Here. Drop that stomach into that belt a little more. Just mace. Okay, so knuckle goes into those veins. Could be scars right here. These veins are going to be thick and it's going to go all the way down. This wood club. Let's erase the piece. Where's my eraser? There it is in my face. And this is going to be wood, so I'm going to give it some kind of wood texture to it, which is just basically ovals going around each other. Not so much ovals. Think of doing clouds and they kind of go around each other, but I'm going to do some chips in this thing. And make it kind of carve out to fit in that little groove, which I will also put just a little lip around that. And this is where it is nailed in. And then we have your ball, which is beat to hell. Okay, got that. We've got these spikes. And I'm going to kind of rustic up these spikes a little bit. I'll do that in ink. We've got the lines, we've got this, we got that, we got these 2 spikes, 3 spikes. We got scratches and scars where it's beat up. It's taking hits. Take the point off of that spike. Here we got, like I say, you got scratches here, scratches there. Get this little orc nipple right there, and I get another one right there. YouTube might not be happy with me drawing nipples, but you know, hey, this is my drawing. So this is going to sit on the belly and come up. The belly's going to come right from up under that thing. The leather, let's give some kind of indication that this has a lip on it. Whatever the case, the lip is actually off because it should go into that, but I don't want it too like detailed, shall we say, because it is an orc kind of strap. So let's put the little ring around it where the strap would hook to the ring, or they sew it around the ring. Right here as well. So the ring is going to be here. The leather's going to go around it. Where is it, Brian? Where is it? I'm going to have to change the whole shape of this piece to accommodate that ring. Ring as in you have this piece of metal that's hooked onto your strap, and you're hooked onto whatever, let's say buckle, and then you, all right, I'm sorry, my camera cut off. I thought I had charged the thing, but obviously I didn't, and it cut off in the middle of me telling you about the straps. So, okay, you have the straps here, and it hooks to your buckle or whatever, and then they take the leather and they sew it around there. That's what I'm just basically saying. They flap it over and they sew it right there to hold on, and then they would have another on the opposite side to hold it. And if it was 3 pieces, they would have a 3rd piece. Now that's when you get into like really detailed stuff that you start drawing stuff like that. But that makes the difference between a good picture and a great picture if you can take the time and detail that kind of stuff like that. So right here, I think I will put some cloth over, kind of like he put the cloth on around him, and then using the belt to hold it together. I'm gonna put a little bit over here too. Of course, these guys will be in kind of like in shadow. Yeah, I'll put like something, I don't know, something on him, like something, golf club, whatever. ears. Orcs have ears. Orcs, goblins, whatever these things are. And I don't know if I'm going to ink them or not. So let's, for now, let's ink it. And then see what we got. So whenever I start inking, we start with the 005, or the smallest one you can do, smallest point you can get, because you can get good detail as soon as I find it. All right, I'm going to start with the face, since the face is the most sketchiest of all, and I really don't know what I did to it. So I will go ahead and work on that. So I gave him a broken nose.
And nostrils. Let's get his tusks in there before I lose that. And the top of his mouth. Giving him some broken upper teeth. And we're going to have that bulge around his lip, around where the tooth is coming out. And then I will give him a chin. Give him like a double kind of chin. Big jaw. Put some more lines in his face. Nose goes all the way up, covering the eye. Turn this off. Nope. Turn it back on. And give him lots of wrinkles on his face. The thick brow, and the little beady eyes. Give him a little chin bone. For whatever reason, I don't know. That one's cut off. And let's put some rings in his ear. Because why not? He has a bump on his head from taking too many blows. And a couple more scars. And just some, find that bump on his head. Alright, get the inside of the mouth nice and black. And I think I got my ugly orc. Alright, let's do some stuff that's sitting on top. When in doubt, use a pencil. Don't just do it. Put your detail in with a pencil first. And if it doesn't look good, you can always erase it. And So I'm adding detail just because I can. It's always good to fill in little big open spaces with something. And with this case, it is a hole in his straps. Holes in his straps. So I'm going to make this, give this a sideline, an edge. Make it look a little more medievalish. Put an edge on here too, so show how thick it is. And spikes, which are beat down. Now in doing this last, you would give this a thicker line, a big thick line. I don't need this light anymore because I'm not doing pencil. You give it a thick line to show that the metal is thick. Where did I have this at? Up. Down. This little indentation here. And a little shadow to these messed up spikes. And I can do the same thing for the actual piece. Alright, so we got a little leather strap around the arm. Give that an edge. Nothing should be flat. And I'm going to, I was going to give that a buckle or something, but I'm not. Alright, so the arm, chest, with a little orc nipple, the belly working. And I'm going to put that collarbone right there, that's covered up. Little striations in his lowering man boobs, or boobs. And because that's there, I'm just going to kind of shadow that. And this is going to be a scar. Make my light.
And with all of the dirt and damage, you can tell that your character is a fighter, has been through a lot, versus he's nice and clean, and you know, his little goat skin has been pressed. It's looked like my mom, she'll watch a lot of Westerns, and sometimes I'll sit in there with her and watch a Western. And I get on it because I'm saying these guys have been like in the trail, on a dusty trail for weeks. And they come into the bar and they clothes are clean. And I'm like, no, see, this is bad. If I wasn't a writer or comic book artist, I wouldn't pick up on that. But since I am an artist, I pick up on that stuff. That's kind of like why I don't watch a lot of movies and TV, because it's like some of the things they say and do are just really ridiculous, and you would never do that in real life. It's like she was watching one, and I was passing through, and the guy said, you know, this is awesome. And I'm like, awesome was not a word in the 1700s. So, or 1800s, whenever the period was. But I'm like, that's not a word that they used back then. So I'm like, these writers, you know, it's like they say, F you, Charlie. I'm like, that's another word that wasn't used, a phrase that was not used back then. They call him like a yellow dog, or, you know, something like that, a coward or whatever. But it, like the F word wasn't, that didn't come around for a while. But I guess in order to make the movie sell, because I had heard this, like they said, if you do a picture, you have to have, instead of, if you do a movie, it's going to be G-rated, you know, general audience. But you put in some curse words and it'll go PG. The more curse words you go, is like R. And then if you get nudity, then you get like a R something, RX, and then you go full sex, you get X-rated. So they have to put in some curse words in order to bring the ratings up, or the ratings up, so that people won't think that it's a child's movie. And I know this is going to take a minute, so I am going to, it's almost done, but I'm going to speed it up at this point. Granted, you know, your Patreon members, and you know, you're here because you want to see it, but I don't want you guys to sit, you know, forever trying to see what I'm doing. So you'll still be able to see it. I just won't talk, and I'll speed it up, and then we'll just go from there. All right, so I am finished officially, except I want to put a thick line around the outside so he will stand out. And anyway, I'll give some line weights. This is fine right here, but I just want to put some thick lines around it. As I said, to make it stand out from the buddies in the back and give it a little line weight. I'm just going to do the outside. I say that, but I tend to do a little bit on the inside sometimes. But I will try to resist it. So here we have, my voice just cracked. Here we have, it's still cracking. Here we have the final product, and I keep resisting to add more to it. That's the artist. I am going to put all my pins up so that I won't do any more to it. I might see something, but I'm not going to do any more to it. So this is going to be it. I just jumped from drawing to detail, but I filmed the whole thing, and that's going to be on the Patreon channel. So if you want to see the whole thing, go to the Patreon channel and you can see it. And I told you why I was doing what I was doing. But for the YouTube channel, you just go from straight to this because I didn't want the time. It would have took a lot of time. It took a lot of time to do this. So that's going to be it for this. This is my design. You can have your own design. And when you have the body, just the body itself, you should have stopped and said, I'm going to do my own design. You can draw this now that you see it, but you should just go ahead and do your own design to create your own type of orc. And that's what the whole thing is about, me teaching people how to draw the anatomy, doing action poses, so you can I'm losing voice. I'm gonna end this so that you can do your own characters or your own designs, your own thing. So that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Leave a comment, give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and yeah, tell a friend to subscribe, and you subscribe if you hadn't. I would appreciate that greatly. All right, so that's going to be it. I will see you guys in the next video.